You. So we are live now. Cool. Fingers crossed.
I hope it works this time because last time I had some connection issues.
Yes. This time it's not going to be any connection issue, I believe. So
That's
yeah,
good.
we are live actually, and I can see I am only the one who is watching. But that's
Give me
good.
time.
Francisco, this is the second time you are live on Bitfume's YouTube channel, but I thought
Yes.
I should be there on your YouTube channel. So next time we will do switching the position, and that
Yeah.
will be good. So what we are going to talk about, Francisco?
So hi everyone, I'm Francesco, developer advocate at Daily Dev, Docker Captain. I do YouTube too, not at the same good level as Sartak, but I try to do something. And yes, we're here to discuss about, I think, content creation in general. This will be a very generic, let's say, topic. So
Yeah.
it's a good opportunity to ask us literally everything, let's say.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, I might have the host syndrome, so this time I shut up and I just wait. I just want to make you jealous. So 1 second with the Docker button.
Oh, I want this one. I want this one. Sure. Whew. So speechless in a jealous way. Anyways, so yeah, so for me, I'm going to talk more about the Docker, as I told you, or I just want to tell people that I'm more going into the Docker, and on this channel, people will going to feel more Docker stuffs related to Rust, Golang, some kind of things. So that's going to be my challenge and my questions today. So how do we start? What's your first question, Francisco?
I don't know, I am the guest, but I can
Oh,
also
you're the
make
guest.
questions.
Okay, I'm going to ask. So let's start with content creation, because you are really, really killing on Twitter, or I would say X. So, what's your strategy for content creation if you feel X as the platform?
Yes, so I always start, let's say, to create a strategy. I think that to really grow on a platform, the first thing to do is to remove the unnecessary things. So usually I start
Oh,
removing stuff. So what I don't need, so something that I don't want to do, so I start removing, like cleaning
for
up.
ex-
I
for
mean, like cleaning
example,
up
like
the.
unfollowing people. That
Now, this is
includes.
something that I did like 3 years ago when I started to be active on Twitter for real. Before it was, I don't know, something for fun.
Mhm.
So grow on Twitter. I think that the first thing to do is to choose your goal, because without a goal you can't do much. I don't know. I want to do
Mm.
to participate to a marathon. I want to, I don't know, do something. It depends on your goal, because
Mhm.
depending on your goal, you can use Twitter in different ways. You can use
Okay.
Twitter just for having fun, just to relieve your stress. If you're already a millionaire, you don't care. Like, you just post on Twitter. You can be educational. You can be fun, but I also see people like being funny intentionally, like monetizing the memes. I know it sounds strange, but like
Mhm.
doing this on a weekly basis, like regular, like this, with a method, I would say.
Yeah.
So deciding your goal. If you want to grow the platform, if you want to use the platform to get a job, I don't know, like you share tips, so people will feel you as a will perceive you as an expert
Knowledgeable
in a
person.
field.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is might also be so deciding what you want to do, and of course this might change because our goals, they change continuously
Right.
every week, every month. But at least we should have a goal.
Mm.
Otherwise,
So
it becomes strange. Yeah.
how you stick with your goal, because as you said, like every month or 2 month our goal changes, and that happened with everyone. I think you have also felt this. How you stick with your goal? What's your mantra?
Interesting. So I have like a big goal, which I think in my case is more like to freedom. Let's say I want to have more freedom to do whatever I want. By the way, in parentheses, Francesco means free man, so it's also
Wow.
name destiny.
Great.
So having more freedom for me is more important. Like
Hmm.
deciding to quit a job 3 years ago, which was also like involved like commuting, so also
Right.
driving car for 100 kilometers. So having more freedom. So now you have way more free of what I was like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So I'm fighting for freedom, not much more money, but more for freedom. I think that's more available,
Hmm.
value to live for. So I try to do something that will give me like the freedom to, like now we're doing this, which is a sort of free event, let's say, more
Hmm.
something that can help me. So this is something that I really like to do, and so I go in that direction. Now,
Okay.
uh, to do this, usually I have some more short-term goals. They can be
Hmm.
to participate as a public speaker, to grow a specific platform, because you know this better than me, that if you have a platform, for example, like YouTube, I think this gave you way more freedom than just working for a company 9 9 5 at the beginning. The thing is that I also have a full-time role now, but it's more like in the mindset, what we want to do like over time, like in 10 years, in 20 years. We need to anticipate things. So
Yeah.
usually zooming out is the best solution. So don't think like what can I
Hmm.
do today, but like what can I do like in 2020, in 2030. So this is what really helps me to keep going in the right direction. If there is something
Right.
that helps me to go in that direction, I do it.
Okay. So.
Otherwise, I try
Hmm.
to just don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. Like you need to have a goal, a long term goal, but divide it into a short term goal and focus on that short term goal for every month or 2 months, whatever you have decided. But it has to be aligned with the long term goal. But I have seen you on Twitter, and as you said, like I noticed that you pick something for moment, like for 2 week, 3 week, and then after you switch to different. So what I have seen in your tweets, like sometimes you share more of the crypto or blockchain related content, and sometimes you switch to Docker. Like right now, you are doing more of the Docker thing. You're pushing on the Docker. So I think you have some short term goal related to Docker. Is it true?
It's true. By short term, I mean like these through 2 3 weeks. So basically, I've been traveling a lot. In October, I
Uh,
did my last conference. I said, okay, in November, I want to push a lot of content. When I want to put out more content, I do something that I can do all day, like Captain America. So like I can do Docker all day long. So it's this is why I decided to go back or come back or doing. I've been doing this also, by the way, many Docker
mhm.
content. Parenthesis, I won the prize as the best consistent Docker content creator because
Wow.
I was a DockerCon. So the CEO of Docker gave like announced this
Woo.
prize. So let's say I did something, but I think it's a mix. It's a mix for YouTube and Twitter because YouTube, I mean, I released like I don't know 20, 30 videos, which is a
Mhm.
lot, but on Twitter has been like constant. Um, I think I also hosted a space for the
Yeah.
Docker account, official Docker account. So yeah, for me, sustainability is is more important to stick to a niche. So
Hmm.
if you ask like tips to grow your YouTube channel, tips to grow on social media, everyone will say like stick to a niche. I'm the
Hmm.
one of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's true. It's true. If you can do like I don't know, the Python engineer, shout out to Patrick Lober, the Python engineer, the PHP engineer, probably your channel will grow faster. But
100%.
it's less sustainable for you because if you want to do something else, you are sort of like constricted in something.
Hmm.
Instead of always, as I said, I always chase freedom. I have my channel is Francesco Ciulla, and I have interviews with amazing people. Sartak is one of them. I don't know if you remember that we did one interview.
Yeah.
So I want the freedom to do whatever I want because
Right.
freedom is equal to sustainability. And
Hmm.
I've been doing this like we did this. By the way, you have been the first person, let's say the first big YouTube channel who invited me. I've been the second guest, so the second one, but like the first, like the other one, it was like a person who started with me like the week before.
Right.
So so basically the idea is to do something that I can do forever. Like, and I think you
Mm.
can confirm this. So even if it's not the best marketing strategy, it's
Right.
the best for me. We will see, like in 15 years, in
Mm.
this is a strategy that pays more than, say, even Docker. Like I didn't create like the Docker guy YouTube channel because I don't know if I want to
Mm.
make an interview because now I'm liking, I don't know, blockchain technologies. I can do it. So it's the freedom for me is more important than the perfect marketing strategy. So you have to choose because otherwise we would like to do everything, and
Yeah.
instead in this case I have the freedom to switch. That I think that I'm also good. I don't want to say that I'm good at switching niche. I just do it because this is like the flow of what I want to do.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's good. Nice. So now you also pushing on YouTube. So what's the difference you face growing on X versus growing on YouTube?
Yes. So YouTube is harder, I think, because it's
Mm.
YouTube. You need to. It works in a different way. Like
I, I
on X. So
I can tell you one thing. If you are good in one platform, other platform will always feel like difficult. So for me, growing on X is like, oh, this is really harder than YouTube. But this is just opposite for you because you have a strategy for X but not for YouTube kind of. So
yes,
yeah, you
yes,
continue.
yeah. I mean, there are some exceptions, but they are very, very few. At least we are good at something. I would say Sartek. So this is good. At least we are good at something. It seems. Daily X requires a daily effort, daily
Yeah.
engagement. So if you drop for 2 days, you will get penalized a lot. This is what
Hmm.
maybe I'm good at because my my power and my weakness is obsession. So when I'm always like sort of obsessed with something. This can be my superpower, but also my weakness that can just ruin everything. Like I can play like a game for like 3 days in a row. If
Hmm.
I channel it correctly, it works very well. So like so and yes. So basically, I have a daily engagement on X. This helps me, I would say. The YouTube probably yes. YouTube is more about. Uh, I think more about the niche is more about giving people a format that people might like. You made like
Hmm.
amazing videos, like that when you explain things like slowly but like consistently. So I know that people love like your way of teaching. So even if you teach how to cook biryani, probably people will watch the video would watch the video anyway because it's how you explain this.
Yes.
Do you have any cooking video?
No. I can write the script to cook the biryani, but that's only going to work on computer, not in real life.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have like interviewed more than 100 person on your YouTube channel. Is it right?
200, 200,
Wow.
208.
208 people.
the the
So
first 100 it was in 100 days, and then I made the other
oh,
100 in like 1 2 years, so not 3 years.
now my question is first, how you get the idea to have these kind of interviews. Second question is how you reach people to ask them for the interview.
Yes. So the first answer is that I, I, it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned at all.
Uh,
I published a coffee chat with Adrian Tuareg. I don't know if you know him. It's a YouTuber. So it was not planned. I started the interviews for different reasons. One of them, the main reason, it was that you know that to monetize YouTube you need 4,000 hours
right.
in a year, which seems not much, but once you start YouTube, you understand that people they leave videos a lot, like in the first 30 seconds, the first minute. So if you make a 1 hour video, you will not get 10 hours for 10 views, and
Yeah.
absolutely way far from it. So I was doing Docker videos. First I did like 11 running videos, then I did like some Docker videos, but
Mm.
the number of hours of watching, they were too low, really too
Uh,
low. So when I published this, and basically to do some math, to do 4,000 watching hours, you need to do 11 hours of watching per day.
mm.
Again, it doesn't
Right.
seem much, but if you have a small channel with 1,000 subscribers, it's not easy to get 11 hours of watching, I would say. So when I published the first interview, it was a coffee chat, basically. I did exactly 11 hours. So in my brain, I said, okay, if I do this every day, I monetize my YouTube channel. So this was like the math that I did. So
Okay.
this was the thing. Of course, you can do even more than 11. It took me like
Mm.
just 3 months of this, because sometimes you do 30, 40. So that was the first thing, like a simple math calculation. Say, okay, 11 multiplied by every day, I can do this. And of course, and also this was to improve my pronunciation. So improving the English. It
Mm.
was basically a intensive and free English course for me. So it was a way for me to improve pronunciation. People still recognize that I'm from Italy, but I think I improved a lot, because when I watch the old videos, I cringe a bit. So it's like when you see your old code, and like when I see the old interviews, I say, this was not good at
Not
all.
good. I
And
understand.
which was the other question? I forgot.
So, how you reach to those like 208 people?
Yeah. So people are always curious about this. And the answer is way simpler than what it seems. Like I
Okay.
interviewed Wes Boss last week.
Yeah.
You know Wes?
Wow.
I
Yeah,
asked
I know
him in,
Westbot.
I asked
Mm.
him in DMs. Simple. So it's not that simple. Probably, since I already have, it's like, podcasts are like parties. Like if you make a
Mm.
podcast and you interview Elon Musk, on the person after you say, "Hey, I have this podcast. When I interviewed Elon Musk, wanna come?" Probably people
Mm.
will say yes. You say, "Okay, so this is a podcast that many
Exactly.
people watch." So it's, I think it's
Mm.
this effect. Like when I
The
started to have
compound interest, you can say. Compound.
Quincy Larson, Ben Howard, this amazing
Mm.
Sartak guy. So when you have no, it's true. When you have these amazing people, people are more likely to come.
Wow.
That's the thing. It's like when you have a good
Got it.
restaurant, people will keep coming because they are
Mm.
recommended. You say, "Oh, yes, this is a podcast with this.
Yeah.
I'll have I'll have the developer advocate of OpenAI at the 21st of December,
Wow.
Logan. We have been connected before he joined the
Ooh.
OpenAI. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah, but it's not just celebrities. Some people are useful for the developer community. Some
Mm.
people are just my close friends. In case of Startup,
Right,
is both
right.
of them. So it's basically a series which is not like, I don't know, just celebrities or just my friends.
Mm.
It's a mix that helps me, and I'm trying to do this now on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. I made the biggest stop like 4 months because of conferences. So now
Uh,
that we are ending 2023, I'm back on doing this. Honestly, I love doing this, and this is basically the format. So it's
Great.
not like podcast with the spots and other stuff. No, it's just me. For example, sometimes I'll tell you something, Sartak.
Mm.
Sometimes I do this to get updates on my friends. Otherwise, I don't have time, like, to know what the hell are
Yes.
you doing, because I'm focused. If you're a content creator, you understand that it's sometimes we are so focused on what we are doing that I don't know what Sartak is doing, unless it tweets this, because I have to decide, like, do I watch everyone else's content or do I create my own content? Sometimes
Wow.
I do this on a Sunday, but I can't spend the day checking
Good
all my
strategy.
friends. So yeah, no,
So,
it's true. Like,
yeah, great. It's like if I need to talk to you, let's make a YouTube live.
it's exactly what we are doing now. So.
Wow. Yeah, we are doing. Okay. So, I'm going to ask one more question and then I hand over to you so to ask me whatever you want. So my question is, you are doing only one job as a full-time job, which is a developer advocate at Daily Dev. Now, apart from this, whatever you are doing is not like directly monetized. So is there any way you are monetizing your content? I'm not talking about the YouTube monetization, but is there any effort you have made to monetize your content, whether it's on Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, YouTube, whatever it is, and why you have not yet created any book or course? This is a question I really
Yeah.
always want to ask you.
Yes. So, first of all, to be honest, I started creating content not for money because I already had a job.
Good.
I'm talking about was February 2020. So when I started creating content, it
Oh.
was not for money. I had a full-time job at the European Space
Mm.
Agency. I said, okay, let's create an article. It was more like because I loved to teach that for money. So it
Uh,
was not the money intent, and I can say this. It's true.
yeah.
I don't know, something. Probably I've been busy doing stuff. I'm focused. Because now I'm more focused on the connections and the let's say boosting the social media and like doing as much
Mhm.
as I can. So now I'm
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
focused on this. I
Mhm.
know that everyone. I saw people with like 20,000 followers doing like courses on how to grow on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
honestly, I don't. Honestly, if I can, I would like to avoid doing this. I
Hmm.
still have a mortgage bills, so if at some point I need it, I'll probably have to monetize something.
Hmm.
For me, my job is enough, and so I can provide more value of the people, and I can
Good. Good.
provide more stuff. I There are people like begging me to create paid course, so
Ah.
probably, but mm, if I release a paid course, it has to be like really, really good, not a live stream recorded. Like it should be
Mhm.
like very, very good level. So probably I'm waiting because I want to release something very good, and I'm always. It's all about priorities, because if I want now, I can create a paid course like today. Like
Right.
I before it was like a problem, a blocker. I can't do it. Now it's not more that. I have some big projects, so it's soon, probably think in a month or two, I release my biggest project as a content creator ever.
Wow.
So that's I can't say more than this, but let's say it's a big project, and probably at some point I will do something like this, but more because I'm curious to see how it works, how it's going. For me, it's more like sharing the knowledge I know, and it's enough for me for
Good.
now. Luckily, I
Mhm.
feel lucky that I can do this. At some
Right.
point, probably this might change. For now, I'm more like I would like to focus on creating as much free value as possible,
Great.
and that's it. You also are doing great on this, of course.
Right. One more connected question I have is, what do you feel how important the network or connection with other people is as a developer? So I'm not talking just about as a content creator, but as a developer, how important to make new connections, make connections with people who are big name in industry.
Yes, I'm preparing the tweet of the live stream while here.
Whew, you
Um,
are multitasker.
yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. But okay, so you don't. So it's not mandatory. Like it's not mandatory to Dockerize your project. It's not mandatory, but it's good to have. A very good thing to have. It's something that I'm here now speaking on this channel, and it's not a random event that someone. It's not. I didn't click like a random link, so it's not
Mhm.
random. The thing is that by basically doing connections in social media and whatever, it amplifies what you do, because
Okay.
development can be like a lonely job. You can do this alone
Mm.
at your home. There are jobs that
Yeah.
are not like this by architecture, I would say. I don't know if you work in a, I don't know, in a cinema, in a restaurant, by default you are connected with people. You
Yeah.
can't avoid this.
Hmm.
Development can be a lonely job, and some people I've been doing this for like 5 years, 3 years.
Hmm.
So it's but it doesn't have to be like this. You can
Right.
also connect with people and to amplify what you know and what you do. This takes effort, especially for
Hmm.
introverted people. So this takes effort, but it also amplifies. It's basically sort of like free marketing, we can say, because people know that you exist. So this is why I think that we should do this extra mile and not just being good coders. It's like being
Right.
like, for example, with music, like you can be a good musician, but nobody knows that. But with music, it's a bit different because music is one of probably the most powerful ways to
Hmm.
communicate. So once you start doing it, people will listen. If you
Yeah.
code, it's harder. Like it's harder to do this. It's even like a lonely activity. So this is why it's always good to compensate, I would say. So
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah.
like people, for example, admire, they think that the programmers are smart. I'm not. But
Hmm.
it having social media and connections, which is basically a job, is my job,
Right.
for example,
Right.
can really amplify whatever you do. If I
100.
create a new project now on GitHub, some people probably will know this. I have also a
Yeah.
various project. If you are an amazing developer, but nobody knows you, it will be harder to create an open source
Hmm.
project. Maybe you are 10 times better than someone else, but the social media presence, it's something, especially now. Maybe 20 years ago it was not necessary. There was not also even social media, but it was
Right.
different. It
Yeah.
was different. People, well,
Hmm.
they had we had different ways of communicating. Now
Yes.
it's more about like everyone can start a YouTube channel, we click the
Hmm.
button and we are live. This was not possible 20 years ago, right?
Yes.
So
And
it's
I, yeah, I
yeah.
think as a developer, as you said, it could be a lonely job. Nobody know about your code or your work you're doing. But as a human, you need other human. It's not just about work. It's about fun. It's about learning. It's about sharing your experience, sharing your emotion. So if you are a developer, you need another developer in your life, as a friend, as a mentor, as a junior, as any other person whom you can share what you are doing, what's your plan, what's your emotion, what's your problem
Yeah.
you are facing. So if I stuck anywhere in my code, I just call my friend. Hey, today is my bad day, huh? Why? I had 1 hour debugging a single dot, finding single dot on my code. So these kind of things is really important, and it's not just like you need to use the social media or kind of YouTube going live. Whatever is whatever medium you choose, you need to connect with like-minded people so that you will not feel alone and you can grow as well. It's really really important, I believe. Okay, so I think my task is done. Content creation questions I am done. Now it's your turn, Francisco. What's you have in mind for me?
Yes. So no, maybe I can. I'm here since I'm here. I can use this opportunity to ask you more about
Sure.
YouTube. I think that you are one of the most knowledgeable people about YouTube that
Thanks.
I know that are also developers. So you also sometimes it's you also shared some very useful tips.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we can give some of them. For example, now I'm focused on creating tutorials. I have something big coming out, as I said. So uh, I saw that, for example, that you are doing a lot of shorts, like for example, lately, like different types of content during the whole week. So probably I would hey Suhail, probably I would like to ask you more about what can I do to improve the YouTube channel and to reach 100K, not in 20 years, but maybe in a bit less time. I'll do this anyway, even if it will take me 20 years, because you know how I am. So even if I
Yeah,
grow
I know.
now I'm growing just 10K per year, which is not small, but
Yeah.
probably my goal will be to reach 100K in less than 8 years, I will say. So what can I do to accelerate this process just a bit, but not
So there,
not that
yeah,
much?
got your point. So there are a lot of things which require you to grow, especially on YouTube. One is, as you mentioned about the shorts. So that was the experiment I was doing with YouTube Shorts, and it was pretty well, not good, I will say. And for shorts, I can give you one tip is use YouTube application to create the shot. Do not like create from your phone or from Insta and share it here. This is what I experimented, and all, all the shots which I have created from directly from the mobile application and added the music using the mobile application was successful. So some of them were getting like 1K views just in 1 hour or 2 hour, because I have used mobile application and added the music from that mobile application. So this is one very important tip. And obviously, it has to be like when the thumbnail of your YouTube short should be attractive. Even not attractive, at least should give viewer what this short is all about. This is all also I have learned through my experiments. And yeah, so shorts is really important. And the important thing I was saying for YouTube is you need to use all the features of YouTube to grow on YouTube. So I would say like shorts, long form videos, post, live, all these four major features you have to use. And I have seen people who have just used shorts to grow, just use long form, just use live. But if you want to do only one feature, then create a separate channel for it. Otherwise, YouTube will going not going to take you. So I have I have legacy of creating big, high end, long videos. When I started uploading shorts, YouTube was like, "Hey, you are not a short guy. You are a long form guy. Why should I push your shorts?" So this is what I have faced. So if you create another channel, maybe in your name like Francesco Shorts, like that, and push all the shots there and then promote it on your main channel, that could be the one thing. So this is all about like how to use YouTube as a content creator on YouTube. Now, to grow, obviously you need to connect with different kind of people. Plus, what if you can do something for students? So I am not a person who want to teach to student. That's why I'm slow in growth in YouTube. But if you can target a student, your growth will be an exponential. Why? Because there are a lot of student in the world. They have the time to watch. As a professional, tell me how many hours you spend on YouTube watching others tutorial or shorts. Very less. Like if maximum 1 hour or 2 hour, I believe that's not the case. But as a student, remember those days when you were a student or I was a student, I remember those days,
Long
like
time ago.
yeah. So 4 hour, 5 hour constant. We were like, I remember when I was learning this coding and I was watching JavaScript, 10 hour course, one day finish, 10 hour course. But now 10 hour course will take more than like 15 days or 20 days. So that's the target you need to set. And create a long term plan for your series. So create a long term plan means if you're creating a Docker course, so create a series of Docker things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, so that people will stick to your channel and can get like what your channel is. Plus, algorithm will also pick. So as I told you, I am going to shift my channel from Laravel, JavaScript to Rust, Golang, Docker, Watson. So now what I will do, I will just create small tutorials like 5 minute, 10 minute, faster and publish daily, so that algorithm will now get that, hey, this channel is now for this one, this topic, like that. So this is what I have seen. And I'm not an expert, I can say, in YouTube, but this is what I have faced. And I can tell you why my channel is not 1 million, because I have not followed my whatever I'm sharing. Because I have not used every feature, I have not targeted students. I have not created a series of a single thing. I was doing it for like 1.5 year ago. I was doing a long 30-40 videos of single thing. And that time my channel was really, really amazing. But now I'm doing random things. So now YouTube algorithm say, hey, what you're trying to do, I can understand. I'm not going to push your content. So that's the thing.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for giving me imposter syndrome and considering your YouTube channel not big when we are sitting at 127K. But no, but it is fascinating because, and I love this. No, I'm joking, of course. We should always look forward. You have 100K, you think 1 million. You have 20K, in my case, you think 100K. So it's the mindset that we'll never achieve. I'm sure that Mr. Beast is not happy with something on his channel because you know that you can do better. So you hate
Yeah,
yourself to say, no, I could do this better. Like I
exactly.
would like to create more videos, but like I created the 710 videos in 3 years, I would say. So
Whoa.
it's a lot, I would say,
Oh,
mathematically saying. In my mind, I say, I could have done more, but it's because of the mindset. It's like, I don't know, I don't want to make analogies, but like Cristiano Ronaldo says, like, this game doesn't play well because he knows how to play well. So the more, this is a curse because the more you're good, the more you think, you know that things can be done better and you hate yourself for not doing it because you might do it. But
exactly.
the truth is that we are uh, like we are becoming experts on something. The same thing as public speaking. I could have said that part better, but people were clapping anyway at the end, so it's good. I would say so. This is it's a course. I think I did nothing of what you said except for the sticking to a topic for a while and making, let's say, I'm focused on creating content that people can find. I don't know, the CRUD REST API series, people are
Yeah.
still having like 100 views per day per video. This saved my
Mm.
channel, like when I was not uploading much because I was traveling around the world basically, and especially the Rust and Docker. I think there is not. I think my video is one of the best ones for creating a CRUD REST API with Rust and
Wow.
Docker, and there are not many videos about this. I recommend like if you want to take inspiration, no worries. But it's there are like very few, and people are looking for Rust on YouTube, looking for Docker on YouTube, so they get a lot of discoverability. And I can say that this basically it's saving my channel, I would say. So it's this thing, and now I'm focused, yes, on creating more, having I want to do like live streams on Saturday, and basically I record this and I edit it. Today I'll publish the last version. This is a good strategy. Again, not the best marketing probably strategy. It works very well for me because I get like 20 subscribers on Saturday during the live stream, and then 100 more like when I republish the video. But the video is not me recording the video; is me just cutting the poses and the things that, for example, the one that I released today is about the Docker file, and
Right.
it's like I go a bit more in depth, I would say, on something. It's like 30 minutes, all about only the Docker file. There is no Docker Compose, for example. It's very
Mhm.
focused on something. But I can do this like even now, like if we take it one, because it's I have some knowledge on it, and I noticed that this is helping me. Now I also do short videos of me just saying definitions. I want to try what you said, like trying to use. I never used the YouTube app to create a short. So I'll steal this idea and I'll tell you how it goes. And
Yeah.
then I'm also trying to do Docker commands, like very video, like
Uh,
1-2 minutes, just for discoverability reason. And let's see,
100%.
let's see how it goes. Yeah,
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 so for shots, I would say like create a two different kind of shots. So what I have seen is like if you are explaining something in a shot, you cannot add background music or trending music because you need people to listen to you, not the music. So obviously that kind of content is required as a educational channel, which you and me are doing. But apart from that, you can create some info kind of a video where you are not speaking but doing some action which will give information on as a text overlaying on your over you. So like having some music, you just do this dance and then pointing out like you see on the TikTok and Insta reels, kind of that. If you do on YouTube as a short, it will definitely going to work well because then you are using the trending music to YouTube, and that will be pushed more than the simple explanation shot.
yeah. As I said, I want to make some experiments. I will try to get this best. I will have tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Um, Luis Codes. I think he has 500,000 subscribers on YouTube,
Wow.
and he's very focused on shorts. So I want to ask also his opinion, but this is already a lot, I would say. So because I made, for example, shorts for the dev, but they are more like funny videos, and some of them also require a lot of energy. I like to record and edit also with my girlfriend helping me. And
Right.
but yes, but for now I want to focus a bit more on the educational content. Maybe I need to find a way to add the music and but doing also something that might be actually interesting.
Yeah.
And then I will see. But I'm for sure I want to try in some ways the seeing like if I use the YouTube embedded feature that I never used. So I mean, I think it's time
Mhm.
to at least test it, and then I will see. But thank you because it's interesting to see if we need to experiment. I don't know. They
Yeah.
didn't taught me
All
like
about
about
experiment.
YouTube in high school, so and we need to
It's
learn
all about
basically.
experiment. I do experiment all the time. That's why I'm not
But
doing anything anything
no,
properly.
but no, but I mean, this is also why maybe we like YouTube because it's not something that we know.
Yeah.
It's part of the entertainment. It's part of the fun is the really to try what works, having conversation with other YouTubers, like say, hey, what worked for you? Oh, this worked very well. So it's great. I think this is great
Right.
to have this
Mm.
way and yes, collaborating with people and of course, and if you're
100%.
watching this, you should also of course subscribe to
Yeah,
Startex YouTube channel. Absolutely.
I've also shared your YouTube channel link. So
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
please go and subscribe to Francesco's channel because you will get amazing interviews with really amazing people, including me. And plus Docker, because Docker, he is the what was the title you got? Most consistent?
So I am a Docker captain, which is a sort of ambassador.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
the only yes, I am the only Italian Docker captain, so I represent the
Wow.
Docker in the Italian community. I won the prize as the most consistent Docker content creator 2023. So I'm waiting
Wow.
for like a physical prize, but no, maybe they'll send it or not. But I think it's a mix of what I did on
Okay.
YouTube and
So,
Twitter. I think because I used basically
mm,
two platforms to share educational content, which is I think a lot. Now I'm
now,
focused more on YouTube, so probably I'll do a little bit less on Twitter. So if you want, you have to come to the YouTube channel because I'm focused on that more. Yes.
now I will do one plan, or you can say one target is 2024. I will do Docker thing. Most consistent Docker. I don't know if I will be able
Welcome.
to do that, and I'll be getting any kind of title, but I will try. I will try for sure because Docker is like I'm using every day now, and trying to share more content from 2024.
Yeah, and also to be honest, I like because with Docker you can do like you don't have like to do like super complicated things, because the part is
Mm.
just to understand. I don't know, if you want to create, I don't know, a full-fledged API or application, I don't know, you should probably pay me at that point, because it's like something like it's huge even for me to create. But for example, with Docker, for example, you can experiment. You can use AI, and of course, it's not enough, but like to explain and to understand you before doing some video.
Yeah.
You can understand. And also, I want to say that Docker lately has been really close to developers. So let's say close to the development world. So they're very focused. Let's say to also they are back on with the live event like DockerCon. I've been there in Los
Yeah.
Angeles 2001, no, 2 months ago. Oh my god, 2 months already passed. So yes, so it's I don't know. You need to like it, of course. But for example, and I think that also what I like to do, and I don't know if you want to get some inspiration. For example, I'd say a full Docker course, I think you can do this, like, I don't know, in 3-4 hours, explain different
Mhm.
concepts. But for example, so I did like one, let's say, first big part course, like 1 hour,
Yeah.
but now I'm taking some parts and I'm just, let's say, explaining more. For example, there is this upcoming about Dockerfile, I'll do one about Docker Compose, and it's like I go more into the details. But we can go even more into details into just, I don't know, every single
Mm.
command, for example. So it's
Right. Right.
you can recycling and deciding at which level to explain things. Like I can explain Dockerfile in 2 minutes, I can explain Dockerfile in 2 hours, because you can decide how much you want to go in depth. And this is, I think,
Right.
is great from a content creator perspective. Also, this is the part that I love the most. Docker connects with everything. It connects with AI.
Yeah.
It connects, like you can create a ChatGPT app and then you Dockerize it. So you can basically do whatever you want. And then with Docker is just the wrapper of everything. Do you agree?
Exactly. Exactly. So I love Docker because that using Docker, I don't have to install anything on my PC or my Mac. And one recent story I can share with you is like I was shifting my content, or I can say static files, from DigitalOcean Spaces to Amazon S3, and now I have like 700 MB of images, like 1000 plus images, total of 700 MB. I need to move there from from DigitalOcean Spaces to S3. And DigitalOcean doesn't provide any way to zip it out and upload it anywhere else. You need to one by one download every file and then do whatever you want. That was really, really tough. You cannot, it's impossible actually to just download 1000 plus files in a proper sequence and then upload it. Then I found something called R clone kind of thing. I think I read your article on Daily Dev. I don't know if you have written, because there are two names. One is you and other was something else. And I I recognize that article was written by you after using that R clone. So I'd done everything. I came back to the article and I said, "Hey, who has written this?" I said, "Oh my God, he's my friend! Wow, that's really great." So what I did is I have not installed that R clone. I don't know if it is R clone or whatever it is, but if it is R clone, that I have not installed it on my Mac. I created a Ubuntu container. I install it there, set up everything, all the DigitalOcean key, S3 keys, then I ran the command. It just moved everything from DigitalOcean to S3, and I deleted the container. And it was like I have never done anything with the Arclone in my computer. Was this was so amazing. I must say I was feeling so
Now I
light that I have not installed anything. There is nothing on my computer after I finished it. Not even the keys, which can be leaked somehow. So I loved Docker. I loved more Docker from that point. So yeah,
yeah.
thank
So
you for writing that
no,
article.
yes. So I think this was like migrate from DigitalOcean to AWS. This was
Exactly.
related to my previous developer relations job,
Oh,
I would say. So
uh-huh.
I made a series about Docker and AWS, but not on my channel. At some point, probably I should do this again. But this also can be a good idea. But
Great.
And the thing is that yes, so we made some articles on how to migrate from DigitalOcean to AWS, and probably you read some articles
Yes,
by the other
yes,
person who
yes.
still work. I think I don't know if still working there, but yeah. So it's interesting, but I mean, it can really be a great way to create content, even trying to do this live. I mean, and the good thing is that I like about Docker is that even if you're not an expert, let's say I don't know C sharp or Go, I would say Go backend. If you know the concepts of how a Docker file works, how a Docker image is created, you just need to read an article or to know like an expert of Go to do it. You don't need to go into the details of that specific language. So this is something that I like, and so we will see. We will see if 2024 will be the the best here. Let's see. Let's see if I can do
Yeah, sure.
some cool stuff. But it's very focused on now on the YouTube content creation, and
Mhm.
probably also I think that like by doing this also using also the Twitter account to let people know what I'm doing. Maybe some of them are interested, some of them are not, of course, it's okay. But see,
Mm,
some people maybe might be interested in know what I'm doing. It's a good way, let's say, to amplify what I'm doing and
mhm.
discuss about
Right.
ways, new things. Also, I have to say that since I am a Docker captain, I have the access to features even before other people, so I
Before,
can try them.
right.
It's an unfair advantage, I would say,
Wow.
but it's good. It's good, and I'll try to leak some news even for you, my friend.
So I have a question. How to become a Docker container? No, so Docker captain, not a container.
This will go on Twitter. This will go on Twitter, Sartek.
What? Not container. So
Blooper.
obviously, when you say Docker, it always like second word is container. Docker run Sarthak. Docker run Francisco. No,
Blooper.
Docker captain.
Love it. This will come go on my Twitter account soon today.
Okay,
So
sure. I'm ready.
so how to become
Okay.
a Docker captain? So there are
Yeah.
different ways. One way is to apply. Let's say there is a way to apply. Um, on the other ways that they contact you if
Oh,
they see that you do cool stuff. So
wow.
as I told different many times, usually I don't reach out. I don't send a CV. I just wait for people. I have let's say passive approach. No,
Great.
it's not passive. That is that I believe that like if you want to offer me a job, if you want to do something, you will reach out to me first, because in that case,
Exactly.
and like this is how I got the job on the lead dev. I became a Docker captain. So it's like many things. I I like to have this approach, and this can be very. It can require a lot of effort, but basically, I focus on doing the right things, hoping that something good will happen to me. So
Mm,
usually, this is my approach to life. I would say
right.
it worked for 40 years, so I think that I'll keep with this strategy for a while because many things that happen, like the CFP, the companies, so the public speaking, they all reach out to me. I never reached out like, hey, can I come? So it works. Sartak. If you
Wow.
do this consistently, it works. I think that I'll keep doing this until retirement at this point, and let's see. So, but yeah, so this is probably something that you can do. They are very active now in the DevRel, let's say, world. Probably having a YouTube channel about Docker is a good idea to become a Docker
Mm,
captain. So we will see. We'll see. I of
yeah.
course I root for you. Having you as a friend and Docker captain to be mind blowing. So it's
Wow. Good.
I
So
root for you of course.
in India, there is only one person who is a Docker captain. I know him. I have never met him. He is near to me. Near means like I know him. So I just want to become the second one, and I'll try to do more of the Docker stuff so that I'll follow your path.
Nice.
I will prepare myself and I will make myself worth it, like so that Docker team can reach to me and say that, hey, you want to become a Docker captain, not container.
Yes, yes, yes. But let's see, because of course it's a good role to have. By the way, there are some people who think that, like, as a Docker captain, you are paid to do this. Like, no,
Ah, no, you're
it's the
just
opposite.
it's just a title or
It's the
recognition.
opposite. It's the opposite. You get nothing because it's just having this. I think that Docker has the best ambassador program, at least in tech, in the world. So
Hmm.
they do something mind blowing. Like, for example, at the DockerCon in Los Angeles, there was one day just dedicated to Docker captains. So we had
Wow,
like 40 people there,
good.
and just people. So it's something. It's not that small, but they give swag, they give
Hmm.
recognition. We do a monthly call. Sometimes I leak some screenshots, and it's really a good program. Even, for example, for me as a developer advocate, just being a Docker captain helps me to understand from the inside how an ambassador program works and what works well. And this is, I think, that it's something that
Hmm.
it's good even to take like as an inspiration. I don't know if we one day we want to do any ambassador program in these on
Right.
other jobs. So yes, Sartak, I'm happy that now I know that you are on the whale side of of life, and and let's see,
Yes, and
yeah,
yeah. So as you said, like it's not always about money. Sometimes it's always about the feel, how it feel to be a doctor captain, how it feel to be recognized as a person who is a master of something. So people reach me that, hey, Sarthak, you know Laravel very well. I really like your video. It feels great whether I'm getting any money from YouTube on my Laravel content or not. But that feel, or when people say, hey, I got job because of you, because of your video, that is more than the monetize, like money for me. And money I can get anywhere whenever I want. I create any course and I can get it. But these things you will get only when you are really worth, you you made yourself so that people can recognize you. So yeah, so
yeah.
that's what I want to do for Docker now.
Yes, I think that, and I think, and I like, I really like what you said a lot. As I said, I am in a family of teachers. Like, both of my father and mother are
Wow,
teachers. I've been breathing teaching since in my childhood. We have been basically speaking about school
cool.
all day long. Like, how was your school? And then how was your school to my mom? How was your school to my dad? So we was basically talking about school 24/7,
So
and
you need to
yeah,
give high five because that's the same with me. Uh,
nice.
so like that because my two elder sisters both are teacher. Both one is right now teaching and one left teaching. I was teacher. I used to teach physics before this. So I know like teaching is fun, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's fun, and now I know I don't know if I never ever told you this, but the reason for all of these, the social media, what I became, all the
Hmm.
story, I said it multiple times. It's because of teaching. Because when I
Right.
became, I was a volleyball coach, so I've been teaching sports and
Yeah.
also math, physics, and chemistry to high school students. Not many people know this, but when I became a developer, I stopped teaching, and I felt bad because I say, now I will never be a teacher anymore. And I felt bad, I think, for a couple of years. Let's say I didn't feel like good, like, because I really, if you're a teacher, you want to teach. When I released my first article in February 2020, and some people liked it, but it was like 3 years ago. I don't know, something popped in my mind. I said, okay, so maybe I can be a developer, and in the meanwhile start teaching. And
Yeah.
then I went into that path because I basically went back on teaching. But this is since I made my first piece of content way before YouTube, way
Mm.
before, let's say, having a Twitter following. I say it was like I had like 200 followers, something like that. So teaching is the reason why I'm doing all of this. And now, of course, you need to find the time, because also maybe you can be very knowledgeable, but you also need to prepare the lessons. Like I prepared for the Dockerfile live stream. Do I need to prepare to explain what a Dockerfile is? Probably not. But if I want to do a very good video, I also need to prepare. Like I say, okay, I want to do this, and that. I want to do this example. I want to do this. I want to lose the track. So it's hard. It's hard to make things simple,
Make
I
things
would say.
simple. 100%. It's really, really hard to make things simple. It takes effort, takes time to make things simple. Great, great. So, with this, I just want to ask some Docker related questions to you. I have told you my story, why I love Docker, but how Docker came into your life and how you love started loving Docker.
This is probably my favorite question ever, and I think that you are one of the very few people who asked this. But now I'll tell you because like if you ask me, I answer.
Yeah.
So in 2014/15, so Docker was like 1-2 years old, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I was starting to learn coding for real, and I started in probably the worst and hardest possible way, which was creating games with Unity and C Sharp. So
Oh,
this was this. So I was doing the computer science degree, but in computer science degree is more like theory. In practice, I was doing Unity development. So I started making some cool app. It's also super funny to do game development. Don't do it for money, but it's interesting. It's cool to do this for, let's say, because for me, coding has always been something boring. Like coming from sport, playing volleyball,
yes.
sitting on a chair I mean, if it's for gaming, it's okay. But
Hmm.
doing this for actually create something, super boring.
Not fun.
So said, okay, so I need to learn coding. By the way, in parentheses, I started learning coding professionally because one of the professors of my university told me, like, you will never be a developer because this code is not good. So if you
Oh,
say me something like this, my mind just go crazy, absolutely
now I
crazy. So
can show you.
exactly. So I came back home and so this is to understand the concept. So I mind said, and now I want to learn how to code like intentionally. Like it's like I say now I want to lose fat. Now I want to like become I don't know, black belt martial artist. So it's like that. It was that intentional, but still it was super boring. So I need to find something. So this is to understand. Long story short, I started making the front end basically, which was a Unity application. When I started to have the problem of having a DB store the data, it was basically the data of the for the project. I would say one day I'll go back on coding something with Unity or some game engine, but I needed a backend with the database. So I said, okay, so let's start to understand like backend. How can I store this somewhere? And then I tried to install it, and then I had the MacBook, and then Windows. Say, no, this is a nightmare. Like to have all of this. So how can I like do this like in a way that is efficient?
Yes.
And then I started to see this popping. Like I didn't have social media, so I didn't check this on Twitter. I just started to check like on Google, like okay, how can I do this like from multiple operating system? And I think I started to see like Docker this, Docker. I said, what is this? What is this whale? What is this blue thing? At some point, I said, let's check this. Let's check this. I started learning Docker with a course on Udemy. I think the best $10 spent in my whole life
Yeah.
by Brett
Always.
Fisher. I also met him in person 2 months ago.
Who?
Super funny guy.
Sorry.
Brett
Sorry. Who?
Fisher is one of the oldest Docker captains. Oldest not in terms of age, but because he has been a Docker captain since the beginning. Super
Mm.
funny guy. He has a YouTube channel when he creates Docker stuff, Docker live streams. I've been in one of his live streams because I was at DockerCon in Los
Mhm.
Angeles. So this is how I learned Docker. So it's also very fun. And then I don't know. My mind started to say, okay, this is exactly like wait, everyone. This is exactly what I need. Like, don't move. And then basically I created my first backend with Docker, which was basically a Postgres. It's basically what I teach now. The first, let's say, Postgres container.
Yeah.
When I saw the Docker Compose, I said, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Two
Network.
services when I can connect with the Unity application, and then I can store the data. Wow. So this was like the first, so basically solved my issue. So I really fell in love. It was because it solved my real issue, and it was not like studying this because someone said this on Twitter. Now, like now I said, it was because the real reason it really solved my problem. So now I advocate hard for this because it really helped me in solving a problem that I thought it was not solvable. It was not doable, and instead there was in 2014 this technology existed. Like it's like discovering, I don't know, like I need an electric car, and then okay, now you the electric cars, they exist. So it's really really good. This is the short version of the long story.
Great, great. So it's all about like necessity is the mother of invention kind of thing. So you are looking for something great, and then Docker came into your life and it solved your problem, and now you are Docker captain and one of the most reputed Docker captain, not the container.
But,
Great.
yeah.
That's really nice, Francisco. So before moving to something else, I can tell people that hey, go and subscribe to Francisco's YouTube channel, because here you will find 208, or maybe when you visit it would be more, 208 plus amazing interview with amazing people, plus more of the Docker content you will find with amazing explanation from my friend Francisco. So this is for Francisco, and if you love Bitfumes, then go and subscribe to Bitfumes YouTube, not this, what's this link, Bitfumes
Newsletter.
newsletter, which is not correctly written. I can write it once again. So here is the
Just Google
one.
it.
Yeah, you can Google it, obviously. So this is the link you can find, bitfilms.com/newsletter. And I'm going to create some more amazing things with this newsletter. And one competition is coming soon on this newsletter. So if you are a subscriber of this newsletter, find the email in the spam if it's not in the inbox, because then you will get some information about what I'm saying about the competition and the prizes you will get if you create something cool. Cool, two times cool. So next, Francisco, is there anything else you want to talk about?
First of all, I subscribe to your newsletter.
Woo!
In the meanwhile, no,
Cool, you're
yes,
amazing.
maybe no, maybe we can discuss, since we are here, like discuss maybe if you are planning some collaborations with
Mhm.
other content creators. If I you want me to be one of them, because we made, okay, so we made some calls where we could, you see. Then we made two, three. This is the third podcast because we made two on your YouTube channel, one of my
Yeah,
on my channel, but we never
yeah.
made like a getting our hands dirty with Docker or PHP or
100%.
Laravel. So my question is like, are you planning to do some content with someone else? For example, something that worked very very well. I don't know if you know Patrick Lauber. He's called like the Python engineer. So we
Mhm.
made a sort of like combo video. So he made like an application and I Dockerized the application, or we can do this opposite. So they were like basically two videos on the two channels, I would say.
Mhm.
So I can bring people to your channel and the same. So collaborate if you have planning some collaborations, or maybe just want to do something on your own channel. Nothing wrong with that. Just asking because I'm curious.
Yeah. So let's do one on your channel also, and then one on my channel. That would be good, so that people will going to jump from here to there. And that would be good if we can use the Docker once again. uh, I'm not saying if you like it or not, because I know you are going to like it. So let's do some collaboration where we both can sit, take an application, and probably it could be Laravel application, because there is little difficulty in Laravel application setting up, because you need to do the PHP setup, MySQL setup, then Nginx setup, then if it need, then Redis setup. All that thing you need to package in the containers and connect them. A lot of difficulties people face while doing the Docker with Laravel. So what if we do this? How's your reaction on this?
Yeah, I already made a PHP Laravel video, so I'm prepared now, man. Except
Wow.
for the Redis part. Yeah, I made one. So the API with Laravel. Laravel has been, I think it has been one of my favorite episodes because, as you said, Laravel is amazing, but Laravel and Docker, I think it's the perfect combo. So
Okay,
it's
so what
so
I
yeah.
can do is I will prepare an application, or maybe I can use my own website, and I can give
Mhm.
you that the repo link. You can use that, clone it on your setup, clone it on your system, Dockerize it, and show me how to use Docker to make up and running my website on your container.
It's interesting. I think this might even be material for even an edited video, or I can do this live, or whatever works for me. We can do this
Live work.
together in a live.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, for me, whatever works. It
I
depends the type of content we want to create. If we want to create more long term, we should do like an edited video. If we
so I think
want,
yeah.
yeah,
I think live will be good because then people will see uh, my mistake, your mistake, and how we correct it. What's the mindset we use uh, to create the container, to Dockerize any application? How we start basically, because in an edited video we can edit something which we don't want to show, that which we like. Oh, hey, I don't want to show that. I don't know this, so we cut that. But live is cool.
I mean, I think I am the master of love lives now,
Yeah,
so I don't care.
100%.
I made 270 live streams in 3 years, so that's a lot. I would say.
Why you are asking me how to grow, how to create content? You are king.
Because my
You
channel, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's so that's absolutely a good idea.
Mhm.
We can do this my channel, your channel. So collaborations with other content creators, probably it's still one of my favorite things. Of course, I still believe that like edited content usually performs well, but I'm still like a huge fan of like maybe we can do the live and then edit some parts. We can explain why, how we can do this. We can focus on the environment, or for
Yep.
example, something that I'm starting to do is to not just dockerizing the backend and the database, but also the front end. So
Front end. Yeah, yeah.
this week I'll start putting out like Next.js, Express, and Postgres
Mm,
full stack application. Let's say
cool.
Dockerized. So it's
Yeah.
step by
So,
step, but
mhm.
it's something that it's coming. So probably we can do even like I don't know if is this website also has a Laravel backend, or is
So
just a website.
with Laravel, for my website, I'm using a kind of a back end, front end, both, but integrated in Laravel. So kind of like Next.js, where you have the front end plus you have the
Okay.
back end. So
Yeah.
kind of that we are going to use in my website. So I have used Laravel plus Vue.js. So you need to compile Vue.js to run on the same application but on the different port. So that's going to be a challenge, and I want to see how you solve that, because I faced problem when I initially solved, but since I know it's easy for me, but I need to see you how
Hmm.
you tackle that situation so that
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
make
This
mine.
Yeah, I never Dockerized a Vue.js application, but I'm sure that I can do it. Maybe not in 5 minutes, but maybe in
It's going to
less
be
than one
challenge
hour.
because
Yeah,
it's not at all about Vue.js. It's all
no, no,
about Laravel.
yeah. But if it's just Laravel, I think like I can do that. But it depends because we can even show the process of like which are the even if you're an expert in Docker, there are always something, I don't know, for this specific thing. Okay, but we need to install this specific package because
Ah,
why? I don't know. I made an integration for the payment for PayPal, and we need to do this external service. Okay,
yeah.
and we add it, or like maybe this we have a Redis service. So there are. It's very hard that it works at the first try. Otherwise, we would be let's say not. It will not make sense, make even
Yes.
sense. Like Docker will create like the default ones, and that's it. So yes, we can try it.
Cool.
I don't
So
I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you know the Docker init command. Do you know the Docker init command? So
not
basically,
yet.
okay, because you didn't watch my video. So there is a command which is
Oh,
called Docker init. No, no, I'm joking because they made this video like the official video in the documentation in Docker. So the Docker init is a command to initialize the Dockerization, and Docker init is coming to PHP. So probably
oh.
you might be able at some point if you have a Laravel project, you do Docker init with the PHP version, and you start
Uh-huh.
with something. So you don't start
Cool.
from scratch.
Crash.
And
Great, great,
also
great.
and also Docker AI is coming, where you can even just
Yeah,
ask to Docker AI how to Dockerize
$100%.
the application. So we can even try, if we'll have it, like to use these tools, because I think that understanding how these tools work, it's key. Like
Yeah,
we see, there's been the year of AI. So yeah,
right, right.
super interesting. I mean, usually I never argue on social media and stuff, but if I see like some people like talking about Docker or asking Docker stuff, usually I reply. I find the time to reply. Like even if you ask, usually if you want to ask me anything about Docker, this is the trick. You go on Twitter, you tag my name, you add a question about Docker, probably I'll reply at some
Woo!
point in some ways, and probably I have also a video about that. So we
Great,
can
great.
try for
You're
sure.
amazing.
And yeah,
Sure.
amazing.
Okay,
Amazing.
so when we should do this magic?
So, as I said, now I'm sorry, but I'm working on a very big project which is
I
coming.
understand.
It's very big. All the things I'm trying to delay them because I want to be sure to deliver this big thing. When will come out, you
100%.
will see what I'm talking about. Usually, I
Sure.
never say this.
Excited.
So if I said it, there is a reason. After that, so probably in 2024, so you can have your holidays, and then we can try. But I'm sure that Docker will still be a thing in 2024. Docker turn 10 this year, and in tech, having a technology that lasts 11 years, it's a lot. Like
Yeah,
11
exactly.
years in tech,
Is
it's like 1,000 years. So so this means that Docker is a valuable technology. This nobody,
100%.
even the people who don't like it, it's probably because they don't know it and
Mm,
say, okay, I don't need
yeah.
it. And I think I want to start to end saying this. I think there is one specific type of people who don't need Docker. Say, oh, mind blowing. Because I know some people who they don't like Docker. If you are super expert in a technology and you use only that technology, probably you don't need it. Why? Because let's say Node.js. I'm not saying a name, but there is a person I know that is super expert in Node.js. They only code in Node.js. They know exactly how to deploy Node.js application. They do this all day long. They've been doing this for 10 years. You know how to deploy this because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just install Node. You don't need this extra layer.
Anything else? Yeah.
For all the mortals, for people who use different technologies, they use different things. It's worth. And
Mm,
I will not mention names, but I have at least 4 or 5 people in my mind that people who don't like Docker, check them. They probably use only one technology, so they don't see the value.
mm,
That's the
100%.
thing. It's I noticed this multiple times that people who
Mhm.
use are very experts in one single technology, and it's okay because Docker is about doing things with multiple technologies. So if you only use one technology,
Yes.
it's totally understandable that you are not a fan, but only
Mm,
because you don't need. So if you don't need it, it seems useless to you. Doesn't mean it's useless for everyone. But like most
exactly.
99% of the developers, they use different technologies. They don't do only a Next.js application all day long. So that's it. Sartak,
Great. Yeah,
it has
you're
been a
right.
really a pleasure. Really, this
It's
time we
really
didn't have connection issues. I'm happy.
no, no problem, no
I want to
hurdle.
do
It was.
a reaction on the old podcast, and I
I
also want to
remember.
put the blooper. So wait for this blooper on my Twitter channel soon.
Sure, I'll be ready for that. It was really
Nice.
amazing, Francisco. Once again, always, whenever I connect with you, whether it's on chat, on spaces, on YouTube Live, or anywhere, I feel like positive, motivated, and full of new ideas. It's a good sign, and it shows that how positive and how energetic you are, because that energy comes to me always. So with this, I would say, like, once again, hey people, if you are watching this till this point, once again I'm saying to you, go and subscribe to Francisco's YouTube channel with 208 plus amazing interviews with amazing persons and amazing Docker content you will find. Plus, if you have not yet subscribed to Bitfume's YouTube, I always say I like Bitfume's YouTube, Bitfume's newsletter, then go and subscribe to Bitfume's newsletter, where I'm going to create some kind of nice and useful uh, challenge or competition. You will get idea about everything when once you subscribe, and you will get on next Wednesday. So, with this, Francisco, once again, thank you for pushing me to do this, and I will hope for next live Docker coding, I'll say, very soon. And that time we will announce it day or 2 day before that. Hey, we are going to do this amazing thing, so that more people can join. Okay, so
Exactly.
thank you once again, Francisco.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Seth.
bye.
Bye.
Ending the stream.